Ladies and gentlemen, the crew is back together. Now that empty box there is Sam. If you're watching,
I don't like doing video. I told you that.
it's okay. No one's forcing you to do video.
Yeah.
So
No, I just have to mention because this is the second time I've done this with you, and both times you've made jokes about it. So I just, I don't like doing video, and that's it.
yeah, it's fine. Ryan, do you have a problem with it?
I have no problem with it. I haven't said a word. I just.
Plus, I mean, look, Ryan, you have like a nice studio space. You got a
That's his
that real brick behind you. Is that your apartment? Wow,
It is my apartment. Yeah, it's a loft apartment, so the sound might actually be kind of bad. There's a little reverb.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Sam, it's all good, man. We're not judging. We're just glad.
Oh no, not you. I know you're not, but I'm talking to this scumbag.
Yep.
The best was what were we talking about earlier in the week when Sam insulted me?
You won a poker tournament.
Oh, that's right. Wait, where's that coming from? Oh, that's my phone, sorry. So, but why did he say that to me before we get into what he said exactly?
I don't know. I there was some hostility left over from, I think, your own text messages with each other.
Sam, what happened? Do you remember?
Yeah, I know what happened. What happened was you were shopping around for praise because you won a poker tournament. So you were texting it to all these different threads about, hey, I won so much money.
Oh,
I won this much.
No.
Aren't you guys happy for me?
Hang on. Or wait, was that it?
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. You were shopping around for praise, and I just thought it was kind of pathetic, and I made a few comments in some other threads.
Oh, that's right.
And okay. Ryan, here's the thing. Ryan's a nice guy, so he's not going to say anything derogatory to you. So you came over like, oh, Sam wasn't as happy as he should be, but I won another $8,000, and I think I just said like "fuck you, bitch" or something.
No, you said "fuck off, bitch."
Yeah. Well.
And then Abe goes, "When did you start saying that?" And Sam goes, "Just now."
Yeah.
By the way, the money just arrived today.
How does that work? How does that work? Before we get into wrestling, how does that work for those of us that aren't degenerates?
So let me see. Complete. Yes, it's complete.
It works. I'll just say it works how you probably imagine it works, not like a traditional bank transaction.
Well, yeah, but you say it arrived. So what does that mean? Like it shows up in your bank account after 3 days after the win?
Well, first I had to verify all my information. I'm looking right now actually at the app, and it's not in my Coinbase account. And so, okay, so here's what you have to do. So when you're on one of these poker sites, it's not as easy as just like putting it right in your bank account, right?
Okay.
It's not like you sent me a quick pay for like, oh, hey Abe, here's the $50 for whatever.
Right. It has to get it basically gets filtered through like 12 Ethiopian sites.
Yes, there it is. Okay, so Bitcoin right now is $11,302. Should I leave the money in and let the and wait for the because Bitcoin was it's been going down today, but it was up to like 11,700. Should I leave the 7,500? Oh, it just went up to down. Oh, okay. Here, can you see this?
No, I trust you though. I
whatever. Okay, so right now, I officially have $7,500 from playing poker for 3 days.
Yeah, that's good.
3 days.
It's great. I mean, no, I don't have. Yeah, it's great.
You know what the funny thing is though is like how much have you won the last 4 days? Because we haven't heard about the winnings,
Well,
and we
not-
know everyone knows you're still playing every hour. You're not doing this, so
Hang on, let me go ahead and sell this. Sell. Hang on. I'm going to sell the Bitcoin now to convert it to cash. Now, Ryan, here's the other question.
Yeah.
I think I owe just about this much money on my car. Should I pay my car off, or what should I do?
How the hell should I know? I mean, I think it depends on what your other expenditures are. I don't know what your monthly expenses are, what other income you have coming in. I mean, if you're asking me if you should pay your car off on a wrestling podcast, I would say that we need to have a conversation beyond Vince, please steal our ideas.
Yeah.
So,
And this is another thing about Abe. It's like he's for the last 2 hours he's been shopping for ideas about what bills to pay off with his new winnings across a number of different threads. And it's
Well, here's the thing though. You just come up on 7,500 easy, right?
right. I get it.
And it's like, don't I want something to show for it? Because at some point I'm gonna. Okay, yes.
yeah, you could show for it by saving money, which is like a foreign concept to you. Ryan, you asked what other income does he have coming in? That's all contingent on gambling odds because there's no
Okay.
steady income.
Okay, folks.
It's all contingent on if he wins at 21 tonight.
Right.
Wow, I just got charged $100 to make that conversion.
Ooh.
So now, finally,
What is the name of this podcast? It's a wrestling one, right? It's not about.
It's all right.
It's not. This is not financial advice.
this isn't here. Okay, here we go. No, I'm saying it right.
This isn't the Motley Fool.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. This is the final movement here.
I bet it's not.
No, this is it. But that's going to take another 6 days to get to my Chase account.
Yeah.
But let's see. Here we go. This is a big moment here. Sorry, we'll talk about wrestling in a second, and we do have a hard out here in 50 minutes, so don't worry. Yes. Okay, there it is. So now I feel comfortable playing more online poker.
Okay.
Sam, what do you think about that?
I think you need some therapy. I think we could talk about that after this. But I mean, I think you're airing too much of your personal shit on here right now.
Well, no, I'm just saying. Oh, here we go. Yes. The withdrawal.
What do you? Okay.
Because you never know what's going to happen.
You spent the first 11 minutes here doing a Bitcoin bank transaction through EthiopiaBitcoin.io.
Yes, it'll be in my bank on August 28th. Okay, perfect. We're done.
That's awesome.
But now you have Cricket Bank, or what do you have?
Chase.
Oh, okay.
Cricket Bank. Oh, but Sam, in 3 days, finishing third, and second in huge tournaments, cashing out.
And then what was yesterday? 978.
No, I didn't win yesterday. So,
I mean, you're still a degenerate, win or lose. I mean, that's
not really.
Yeah, really.
I could keep losing now for months and I'll be good.
You're a degenerate who won for 3 straight days. Doesn't mean so you could be a drug addict and have 72 days clean, 72 hours clean, but then you're laying under the bridge on day 4. I mean, so you're still an addict. And then no offense to drug addicts out there, by the way.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to offend the drug addict portion of our listening.
Yeah, I want to do that.
There it is, right there.
Yeah, Sam,
The new
fuck off,
picture.
bitch.
There it is.
All right, well, let's move into why we're here.
I think that's a better picture, me. Clean hair, nice leather coat. Like now,
you could see it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can
right.
see the picture. Yeah, so just stick with that.
All right, well, that's the one I had up anyway. That's the exact same picture, only this one says "fuck off."
Well, why don't we let's talk about some wrestling.
All right, let's talk about it. So, what did we think about? First of all, what did we think about the Thunderdome?
Sam, you go ahead. You start.
Okay, I like it. I think at first I thought it was a little bit jarring the first time they showed it. I do think what I'm starting to see now is some stuff came out. You guys sent me some stuff last night where somebody had posted a Chris Benoit pic in their photo, and there was a Nazi one. But I think the overall execution of it is about as good as you're going to get in the COVID era. I mean, you have a nice arena, and just the scale of the arena, I think adds a lot to the show. You have real entrances now. You have pyro. So it feels closer to a regular show, to the point where I feel like I could watch it now because the performance center stuff was just it was just so far away from what I expect from wrestling. It became something that I couldn't watch. It was just too painful. So this
Yeah.
at least gets me to a place where I could like, okay, the environment's not as much of a distraction. This feels more normal, so I could invest more in the angles now.
Sam, Eric's
It's a-
requesting that you just insult me for 60 minutes.
Ugh. I mean, that's gonna probably come anyways, no matter what's going on.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I do agree with you though, Sam. I think like, and I'll tell you another little thing that I don't know if they did this the first night on SmackDown, but I like how they have it layered, so it kind of looks like the pictures get smaller as the.
Yeah, I
what I
think
mean?
I don't know if the first night they had that, but I didn't notice it until SummerSlam, and it actually
looks,
like adds
it looks
like
layered, right? It looks
yeah, it's like
there's-
almost it's almost like this artificial like depth of field you get.
Well, you guys know that they built a roof, right, in the stadium. Have you noticed that in the arena?
No, so
Yeah,
so,
that's why if you notice, you don't see the upper deck.
Yeah, it's like they made like an artificial ceiling.
Yeah, they made I saw it like it's like a white
Interesting.
ceiling. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so that's why it looks it looks much smaller than an arena.
yeah.
If you look
Did you guys see that they had to put out a statement today about the guy Sam mentioned in the KKK uniform?
Oh, I didn't-
No, what did it say?
We apologize for this incident. We're working to ban this person from future events. They haven't even addressed the Benoit one where so I don't know. I don't know how anyone spotted that picture of Chris Benoit, but there was a picture of Benoit, a pretty hard shot of him for. I guess these were both during Drew's opening segment last night.
Yeah.
And then there was a guy in a white KKK uniform that they said that they're banning. I mean,
You know what
here's the thing. This is the problem. Honestly, this is the problem. Too many people are going to do this shit, and they're gonna like. This is why we can't have nice things.
Well, they have a running list.
Right.
They have a huge running list of people that are already banned.
You know what they could do though, honestly, because I don't think they have the sound on for the fans at all, because they're pumping in fake crowd noise. So I think there's no sound on. So what they could really do if it becomes a problem is they could just use like pre-recorded like fan images in the crowd just to add like the ambiance of people, and not even have it as a thing.
I'll tell you this though, I will give them credit for trying something different. I mean, even though some of it might not be as polished or great, they're at least doing it, right? They're trying.
For sure, yeah.
And I like what you said, Sam, and I do agree. It gives the wrestler something to play off of. Like Drew came out and it's a little stupid and corny, but he goes, "All right, let's try this. Everyone give a thumbs up." Like at least they
that was cool.
understand that there's someone in there to interact with.
Oh, I was fast forwarding through that part.
Of course you were. Abe is the only person I know who watches a 3-hour Raw in 7 minutes, and then has the nerve to be like comment on these feuds and shit that know he hasn't watched. Right? He's like,
right.
Oh,
he does a podcast critiquing the show that he watched in 45 seconds.
No, I actually, because I've been playing poker, I have actually been watching the full shows.
Yeah.
And I must have had my head in the sand.
I will say honestly, I got to give him credit. I can't imagine. I didn't think it would they'd get to this point before the end of COVID. I mean, I can't imagine them doing it any better right now than what they're doing. I mean, it's night and day from the Performance Center. It really is. Going back to like WrestleMania with like, you could hear a pin drop. I mean, that was just very depressing. That was more depressing to me than COVID. Like, not having a official WrestleMania. Like that hurts me more than the 175,000
dead. You were the last holdout for WrestleMania too, Sam. Like you were disappointed when me, Abe, or our friend Danny Gaga would say, I don't know if we can even watch it. You're like, this is the biggest day of the year. You were really like, you were riding it till the bitter end. And even then, again, you came around and you're like, I'm officially depressed. That was terrible. Yeah.
I didn't want. You know what it was to me? That was like the last like remnant of normalcy. Like when COVID all started, I was like, man, I'm like, I can't imagine no WrestleMania, and I'm like, they're gonna find a way to, do it in front of 100,000 people, and clearly it was a complete.
You know what's crazy to think about? Like, I mean, we've all been to WrestleManias and packed into shows. I mean, even concerts and if you think of returning to that, you know what I mean? Just imagine sitting in a packed arena with 50,000 people and like a stranger 6 inches
Yeah.
away.
I don't like going to Jewel and seeing like when someone like rides up next to me in the aisle. I'm like, whoa! I like. Do you like this? You turn your head.
Yeah.
I've been doing it while I'm wearing my cane mask. By the way.
Yeah. How is that mask? Are you still sign off on that mask?
What's that?
You still sign off on the
Oh my god! And I should have brought it in here because it's in my car right now. But the cane, I'm telling you, I don't care what WWE mask you get. They're the most comfortable masks you will ever have. I have like 15 different masks. I can't wear any of them. The WWE mask is like, first of all, you could breathe in it very like beautiful. Like it's just imagine breathing like we're breathing now. You could breathe right through the mask. It feels like silk.
Yeah.
Some of the masks, it feels like it's like ripping on your face.
Yeah.
This one is it's like it's loose on your face, but tight enough. The strap feels real nice on your ears.
Wow.
By the way, go to WWEshop.com and Vince.
Yeah.
We probably sold 100 masks, but honestly, if you really should get those masks. The Kane mask is the best one too because it's a real mask like Kane.
Hey, just a question, and I don't know if either of you guys know this. We kind of mentioned it last night in our wrestling group thread while we were watching Raw. Payback is this Sunday?
Yeah.
What is that? Did anyone know about that until yesterday?
They did know about it because I think I heard someone mention it. They're like, "Oh, Payback." I think people thought it was an error or something.
But why? Does anyone know? Like, what is that? I've never heard that in my 39 years of being a wrestling fan.
Is there a Saudi show coming up, or is there another women's evolution card?
I can't imagine like they have to stick to a schedule now because of, obviously all the arena shows got canceled. But it is just, I mean, it's an odd choice to just put it a week after SummerSlam because they basically have to like build all the angles in 2 shows.
Well, if you watch Raw yesterday, that's all they did. Like the whole time, they're like Nia, the best part of Raw was when Shayna Baszler called Nia Jax Haystacks Calhoun or whatever.
That was awesome.
I don't know who approved that line or if not. I mean, that made me laugh out loud.
Sam,
that was very funny.
But then they're like, let's team up. And then now that's a match at Payback. And it's like every time they're like they would say, like Keith Lee now is wrestling Randy Orton. Let's finish this at Payback. Like every match was just made.
You know what it is, guys? I'm just thinking on the fly, but I did read somewhere that they said Vince wanted Thunderdome to be like a reset of what's happened since COVID. So it's almost like SummerSlam was kind of like the blow off for like everything up to that point. And he's like, let's just do another pay-per-view in a week. Like kind of like, just start like a whole new set of angles. So I don't know. I mean, maybe not.
Look, ultimately it doesn't matter because it's not like it used to be where you had to shell out $40 for they could realistically run a pay-per-view every Sunday. Like they don't need to stick to a schedule.
Exactly. Totally.
And they're really not even pay-per-views anymore. It's like
it's funny we still use that name, pay-per-view. It's like,
I know. It's baked into our vernacular, but really it's just a network special. That's all it is.
Right.
Angelique says, "Thanks for the recommendation. I'm on the WWE website right now."
Look at you, Abe. You got to get a cut of that chit.
Now, where's my cut? Oh, wait, hang on. Who's that young lady behind you?
Or me?
Yes. Is that Penny?
Oh, that's Penny.
I hate to take.
Wow.
Today's her third birthday, by the way.
She's all grown up.
I hate to take a break in action here, but I really do love that young lady.
I know you do. You named her.
Maybe I should. Wait, what?
Abe named Penny. I was going to name her Becky because she had red hair like Becky Lynch.
Awful. And now that Becky Lynch is out of wrestling, that would have been horrible.
Terrible.
What a gorgeous young lady. How old is she now? 3?
She just turned 3 today.
Wow. Beautiful.
Way to go, Abe. Thank you.
So let's get back to some of these angles. Like the Sonya Deville thing. Like in real life, some scumbag was stalking her. And do you see that? Did you read how sick some of the details were on that? Did you guys follow up?
I did, yeah.
I didn't see any follow-up. I only saw that he was planning it for a while and that he works at Applebee's.
He actually, showed up at her house. He, cut it. He works at what? I'm sorry.
At Applebee's.
He planned it during, his shifts at Applebee's. He would go sit in the car and try to figure this thing out.
Applebee's will drive anyone to that.
He said, he goes, I'm going to kill Mandy Rose, baby.
So wait, Mandy Rose was there too, right?
They're roommates, I guess, or they live together.
Okay. Yeah, because they said she was like sleeping with Mandy Rose. They both like
Where was
ran out of
Otis?
the bedroom. Yeah, I guess he did. Yeah, that's a good point. Otis must have learned that night that Mandy's cheating.
Imagine if Otis was actually really banging Mandy Rose.
You know, he might be.
No, he's not.
Based on Ryan's theory about women in wrestling, he very well may be.
Let's go through that really quick. Sam's very upset about Sasha Banks' husband.
And his name is terrible, too. His name is Sarath.
Is that right? Oh.
This is Sarath. Oh, hey, Sarath.
So here's the list that I put out last night. I don't know what it is, but there is a second pandemic happening right now of female wrestlers dating.
This one's much worse than COVID, actually.
Or marrying like men far below.
Hang on.
Level.
Should Drew McIntyre and like Dolph Ziggler be having sex with everyone? Like, why do you guys? Why is that a problem? Like, shouldn't you be happy for those guys? Like Pete Davidson, when he was with like Ariana Grande, everyone's like, he's too ugly to be with her. She should be with Bradley Cooper.
I get it, but I guess it when you're a fine, good-looking gentleman like myself, I think I don't stand a chance with these people next to the Savages. So I'm going to run through a little bit of the list. So,
can I go back real quick? Would a guy who talks like that really be concerned about Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson?
Oh, yeah.
The guy who talks like the voice Abe did?
She should be my girl.
She should be with Bradley Cooper?
She should be with a Bradley Cooper type. Why is she with that photo bird?
Oh, okay, so I'm going to start by saying I think Vicky and Eddie were the lone exception.
Wait, hang on. Whoa, Eddie's way too hot for Vicky.
That's what I'm saying. They were the exception, right? So that was the only one where the woman was.
But what about Ray and his wife?
Well, I didn't see them until after I was sending this list yesterday.
You know what? Actually,
what do you think?
Maybe Latino wrestlers are exempt from this. Actually, now that you mention it,
it could be. All right, let's go through this list. JoJo and Bray. She's obviously out of the league. Brandy and Cody with that stupid neck tattoo. Brandy's much hotter. Logan and the Viking Goon. Sarah.
Wait, hang on. I think they're on an even playing field.
You think? Wait, who? Logan is the Viking?
Yes. Have you seen Logan? Always a mouth.
That guy looks. That guy is a -1.
She's with the normal-looking Viking Raider. She's with Eric.
Okay.
She's not with Ibar.
But still, dude, if you saw that guy, honestly, if you saw that guy at the store, you would be like, who is this slob?
Wait,
hang on. Mindfulness Cast is saying Shayna Baszler and Ziggler is a power. They're not together, are they?
No, Baszler's with one of the.
Oh wait, Baszler's a lesbian anyway. Wait,
yeah.
Baszler's a lesbian, and wait, Ziggler. What about him? Who's he with?
I don't know who. I think Dolph just had sex with anyone.
Angelique. Well, he had sex with Amy Schumer also.
Ugh.
I agree, Abe. Eddie was much better looking. Thank you, Angelique.
All right, here we go. So, but I think to your point, Abe, I get that you're not a Logan fan, but if she's I don't want to be sexist here, but she's a 4, right. But you put her next to the Viking Raider, she's an 11. That's how I feel about that. All right, so Renee and Godspeed Renee Paquette, we love you, miss you.
Wait, Moxley?
Yes.
What are you saying, that she's better looking than him?
Come on, Abe, are you serious?
What?
Oh, Abe.
Isn't Moxley a decent looking dude?
He's okay, but
you know who else on this list? Roman Reigns and his wife. You don't have them on there. Trust me, she's on the list.
Okay. And also, we'll add them, they're not together anymore, but Cena and his previous wife, Elizabeth Huberdeau, didn't belong. He was.
Was that really her name?
Yeah. Jeff Jarrett. Karen Jarrett is hot. Jeff is not. Brie and Daniel Bryan. There's another one.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Beulah and that pig Tommy Dreamer. Lana and Rusev. I mean, Rusev is terrible, but Lana.
But I mean, come on,
yeah,
Lana's a 50, and then Sasha and that twink costume designer. So that's I don't know why they're all.
That is the most egregious one. I mean, I can't get over that.
And then I cannot get over that. Like McCool and Calloway, they're on fairly even footing.
Wait, you forgot about Aleister Black and Zelina Vega.
Yeah,
that's
I
what
don't know.
I was-
That
Yeah,
No, I
I'd
guess
say
you're
that's
right.
what I
Yeah,
was
you're right.
doing.
You're right.
Hang on,
You're
wait.
right. No, you're
Alistair
right.
Black and Zelina are on the same level?
What Alistair lacks in appearance, I think he makes up for in that brooding mystery. He's mysterious enough to entice.
Like
right?
he'll do that whisper in the bar. Like you'll see him in the corner at the bar with the hottest chick, and then it's like, oh yeah, Alistair is banging her. It's like,
Correct.
oh, okay.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
What about CM Punk and all his conquests?
Yeah.
He's not a bad looking guy, right?
No, he's not.
Yeah.
They're on even levels, I think. Bianca Belair is all right with Montez, and I agree. And we actually talked about her last night too. What's her gimmick? Is her hair whip the gimmick? Is that what?
I think that's all it is. Just swinging the hair.
Wait, guys! We forgot about Triple H and Stephanie. Triple H is obviously the winner in that one, right? Like he's the better looking one in that group, right?
Plus, he got.
How about
he got the
Vince
company?
and Linda? Vince and Linda, good God!
Yeah, that is.
Oh
that is
my God! Yeah, that's the same as the Eddie Vicky thing. Jesus.
Remember during the Attitude Era when he was making out with Trish Stratus and she was in the wheelchair?
and you know another one that so I was listening to the JR podcast about Sable, and like if you really walk back and take a trip down memory lane, Vince had objectified all of the hottest divas. Tori, Sable, he had something where they were all like, he was doing his thing like this. Yeah. Like they're kissing.
You want to get to the top, Tori?
Candice Michelle.
All of them.
Oh, I'm feral, all right.
Yeah.
Tori, you're going to be something really special.
That had to be the pinnacle of his life, not career, but just his life.
Oh,
that 5-year pocket where he just mowed his way through the divas.
Wasn't he with Stacey too?
With who?
Stacy Keibler. Wasn't she his assistant for a while? Wasn't she like wrapping her legs around his head or something?
Yeah, I could see it. Do you remember when Linda was comatose in the wheelchair and she got up and Mania gave him the nut shot?
Nick, yes, Nick, we are live.
You guys
I don't know if she was comatose, but they're still wheeling her out to live shows.
Yeah, I know. They were so heartless. They brought her out to Mania, sitting in the corner like.
What was her condition anyway? Why was she in a wheelchair?
I think because she went into like catatonic shock. She saw Vince cheating with Trish.
Oh, God.
Why don't they do stuff like that anymore? That
I know.
That's fun, man.
Well, Vince is like he turned 75 yesterday, so it's hard to do.
I know, but those things are so memorable and campy and bad, but they're so good. God.
I bet Vince still wants to do it. I just think that he knows he's not capable anymore because he would totally do it. Well, I think he would totally go to the edge whenever he has a chance. But
you guys saw the video, right, of Vince jumping off that 10-foot high thing when he was teaching Gronkowski how to jump up? He's 75.
That's the one thing they always say. Like he'll never not do something that he'd ask someone else to do, which is
But by the way, why was Gronk, who's supposed to be one of like the greatest NFL players of all time, why was he scared to jump 10 feet onto 19 feet of padding?
19 pads.
Like what? Why was he scared of that?
That looked like pretty scary padding. That wasn't that big. Like I didn't think that. I wouldn't want.
But if you're getting tackled by like the strongest men in the world, 16 Sundays in a year, why would jumping on 40 wrestling pads be such a challenge from 10 feet up?
Yeah, I don't know. So, by the way, did you guys? So I'll admit, like speaking of the football players and. I wanted to kind of be a hater on Pat McAfee, or I thought I would be. I didn't want to be, but I thought I would be. I'm impressed by him, to be honest. I didn't think I would be.
Yeah, he did that. He jumped. He jumped off the top rope and onto the outside, and he did a bunch of other stuff.
And his promo on NXT the week before, or like last Wednesday, was really good with Adam Cole in the ring.
He's awesome, and he was. I thought he was really good on commentary before, and I don't know why they took him off, or if he just left for his podcast.
He lives in Indianapolis. He does his podcast from Indianapolis, and like
he clearly loves wrestling. You can tell he's a real fan.
Yeah. Well, he's been dreaming about that since he was 10 on his podcast. Yeah. But did you guys see that video of him giving all of his guys $50,000 each?
Yeah, where he
was
went to
awesome.
the houses. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
He got some kind of deal with FanDuel or something, and he's like, FanDuel deal came through, guys. He just gave him 50. Can you imagine that? Think about anyone you've ever worked with, like, oh, here, knock on your door. Oh, here's 50 grand. Like,
Yeah.
what?
It's crazy. It's awesome.
Can we get the FanDuel deal here?
I don't know. You sounds like you're off to it. Sounds like you're off to a good start with that $8 grand in your Swiss checking account.
I should have the money by Friday, in which I'll be paying off my car. If you missed the beginning, rewind this. So wait, I brought up the Sonya Deville for a reason. So she lost the match, right? And now she has to leave What is that? She's leaving WWE. Why? Is she really leaving in real life?
Probably not. It seems like a storyline.
Didn't you assume Mandy Rose was going to lose that match because she cut her?
One thing I read, I don't know if this is true, but they said like she wanted to take some time off because of her case with this guy now and court dates and stuff. So and like dealing with trauma. I don't know, but that's one thing I guess.
Because remember originally it was going to be a hair versus hair match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere she's like, the loser leaves WWE. And by the way,
it's funny how she just proposed that and like Mandy Rose had no say in it. She's like, oh, and by the way, our match is now a loser leaves WWE. And it's like, why could you just make a declaration like that without any authority figure signing off on it? Like Mandy Rose now has to live with that.
How do you actually, if you think about, I'm trying to think back. Has there been an authority figure
No.
Is there one right now? There's not, right?
I think ever since they said we're in charge now, like remember that like a year ago, like you're in charge now. You're the authority figure now. I think we're in charge.
They had that hacker angle going on for months, and then they just dropped it. So like it's like that matters. They could easily bring out Teddy Long again. Holla, holla, holla! Oh, great! It's Teddy Long. Are you guys both frozen?
No. No, I'm not.
Oh, I think Ryan's frozen. Look at Ryan.
Ryan is frozen. Yeah. he looks very happy, but he's
frozen. That's a great picture. Hey Ryan, if you can hear me, just oh, Ryan's gone. He'll probably call back in a second here. Hang on. But anyways, yeah, he'll call back in. But it seems like they don't like they do something for a long time. And then that's it. It's just gone. Like even Retribution, like the big angle right now. It's like, well, what's going to happen with Retribution? Is
right.
Who's going to be?
I think Ryan was the one who said it before, but I think it was Ryan. And basically, what they do is they just like they throw everything at the wall and just see what sticks. Like it's just one of those things where they'll run like 10 angles and like things will just like disappear out of nowhere. Like, do you remember that hacker angle they were running for a little bit?
That's what I just said. It's like it just disappeared out of nowhere. We have Ryan back here.
Okay.
What's up, Ryan?
There we go.
What happened? You lost your internet?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. That's crazy. Nothing's working. Hold on, I'm trying to use my phone now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound fine.
All right, I'm just gonna take out the AirPods and use my phone. There we go.
Maybe now you can go outside and give us a real view.
Get you a real view.
Now that you're on, like that nice California outdoor look.
No, they're doing construction out there. It's too noisy.
Sam, Paul wants to hear you cut a promo for this podcast.
I don't do that stuff on command. I'm sorry.
Oh my god!
I just can't do that on command.
I do. Going back to that, and you guys might have talked about this when I dipped out. I do feel bad for Sonya though for having to.
Oh, it was
that has to suck, right? I mean, that's got to be traumatic. A guy.
Nick Aldis. I forgot about that one. That one's pretty even though. I think.
Which one?
Mickey James and Nick Aldis.
Oh yeah.
Isn't he like a big like muscle bound type?
Yeah.
Mickey, I give Mickey credit. Like she definitely like to me. I think for one of like I mean, how old is she, by the way? Is she
She's like 40? I think, isn't she?
Okay, so she's actually not as old as I thought she was. I don't know, but I feel like
she might even be younger than that. Let's see.
Did you think she was like a Mae Young Moolah type deal?
I was going to say like 45. Maybe I'm wrong.
She turns 41 on August 31st.
Oh, okay. So
But how about the Natalya angle? All of a sudden now Natalya's a heel.
She switches more than Big Show. I can't keep up with her.
That should be her gimmick, right? Like you don't know if she's a heel.
I like too how the gimmick is now. Her gimmick is best of all time. Has she ever won a match? Like in 20 years, has she ever once won against who?
Against Mickie James 2 weeks ago. Mickie James returned. She came out to no music, did a clean job to Natalya. Like, could you imagine? Like, Mickie James hasn't been around for more than a year, right? She comes in, she looks at the sheet. Oh, cool! I'm wrestling Natalya. That'll be a quick win, you know. Like, get on the board. They're like, no, whoa, hang on. You're actually jobbing. You're like, oh, what's going on here? And then they're like,
you don't get an intro.
And then like she's like, oh well, I brought my CD. She always brings her CD just in case.
Yeah.
I assume you guys have. Oh no, just go wait in the ring. I mean, she got the Barry Horowitz treatment. She was in the ring. Like she didn't even like come out to know nothing. They're like, oh, and already
real quick. So wait, what is her husband? Is he in like TNA? What is he?
NWA champion. He was mad.
NWA champ.
I know. I can like picture him in my head, but I don't watch Billy Corgan's wrestling.
He was Magnus in TNA. That was.
Oh, okay. That's I know who he is. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Paul says, correction, tell Sam not to do a promo.
Okay. All right.
That's funny. Oh, so that's reverse psychology, though. He's saying that Sam to get him to do it.
You can't trick Sam like that, Paul.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
We know what's going on.
And then why are Natalya and Lana together out of nowhere? Like, have they been together lately?
They're like if you look at if you follow them on Instagram, they're always together. I think they live wherever together.
I guess Liv Morgan kicked Lana out, so she had nowhere to go. So.
That's another one. Now Liv Morgan's back to being like Harley Quinn again, out of nowhere.
God,
how sad is that? Like they actually were. I mean, this is the typical thing where like they try to reinvent a character, and it almost always ends up where you become like a year later you're just a parody of the old character they were trying to get you out of, and that's all she is now. Now she's just Ruby's sidekick again, but like. People take her less seriously because she supposedly
lived once. And believe me, I'm living. Like, everything was live.
Yeah.
Get this straight.
I like her. I think she has potential, but I think they don't know what to do with her.
They don't. And this is what bothers me the most about any of it. It's not the lack of continuity within characters and storylines. It's the fact that people like Triple H or even really if you listen to Bruce Pritchard's podcast, like they feel they're above reproach. If you comment on it, shame on you. Just have fun and watch the podcast.
Just watch it.
Right.
Yeah. No. What do you mean just watch it? Like if you're invested, like you're watching Breaking Bad or you're watching The Wire or Game of Thrones and all of a sudden from episode to episode Walter White is no longer cooking meth and now he's back to being a teacher.
Exactly.
It's like
that's the thing. It's
don't tell me to just watch it. None of this shit is lining up. It's not making sense.
Your hardcore fans are like invested in the long play of it all, and it's like if you when you dropped off for a minute, Ryan, we were talking about the hacker a little bit, the SmackDown hacker.
Where'd that
go? It's like exactly, and it's like fans are like, well, I want to know. Like I'm invested in the long term element of these angles. So it's like you can't just drop something without an explanation because then it just feels like it's just
well. Look, we'll start catering to the marks, the IWC, whatever you guys think is best.
Well, how about the Eric Rowan thing with the cage? Like, it was a spider, and then they released him the next day. It's like, come on. I mean, it was going to be horrible either way.
The problem too is I think it's obviously like the writers they had back in the day. Where I don't know if it's Vince, but like they were able to commit longer term to things and they were able to see things through to a finish. Where now it's like they try things and for whatever reason they don't. Instead of like, okay, you don't like it, maybe try to like at least write it off or there's a conclusion. Now they just drop.
They just drop it
every week. Yeah. They just drop shit all the time.
Like the Shane McMahon, the Raw Underground, that's going to be gone in a few weeks.
I was surprised it made it this week.
I missed last night's Raw Underground. What went
down?
Oh,
the great one. Dolph Ziggler took out some jobbers, and then Bobby Lashley took out Cedric Alexander. Another great one.
Did they do it from the Thunderdome?
No, it was back in that closet.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, I think it had to be at the Thunderdome because it had to be like wherever they're at, like behind the scenes because Bobby Lashley showed up.
Yeah.
And he was on earlier on Raw, so
Gotcha.
I was wondering if they were going to like keep it in the Performance Center and just make it separate, but I guess not.
Yeah.
It really should be in like a mud pit, shouldn't it? Shouldn't it be like where it's really outside somewhere?
Right.
I mean,
they just put him in a ring and cut the ropes off and dim
Yeah.
the lights and make him like yellow. So
and is it great? Like, do you guys love it? Like, I know you guys. I don't know if I can't tell if you guys are joking that you like it. Like, it's stupid.
I don't like it. I think Sam likes it. I don't.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think I'm kind of being shticky when I say it's like the most amazing thing, but I think it's, I mean, at least for the Performance Center era, it was interesting enough where it felt more lively. I guess now it's like it doesn't seem as necessary, but I think they were so desperate to have something that felt like it had a pulse. So
That's
just,
a good point.
get in the, like, have this ring, like all these people standing around it. Initially, they had like the dancers and the DJ just to give it some ambiance. It was something different. Because it was just, wrestling was just so bad for those last 5
But
months.
wait,
I mean, it was really unwatchable.
They're gone already, right? They nixed the dancers after 1 week.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean,
The dancers made no in 2020 having dancers.
yeah, not the best idea.
Yeah.
But it's just like if you think about wrestling from March to this weekend, what stands out? The only thing that stands out are like the heavily scripted pieces, like the Boneyard match with Taker, the WrestleMania match with Bray and Cena, what they did with Edge and Orton, like the highly scripted things, that didn't necessarily need to be in like a regular wrestling environment to be entertaining. But like the actual wrestling, it doesn't work without having that, traditional ambiance that we get from like fans, arena, lights, fireworks, video, commentary.
How about
I feel Retribution doesn't work. Well, that doesn't work for a couple of reasons.
Especially when 3 of them are women who are about 4'2". Do you see the 3? It's like you're not.
Yeah, why?
And why are the women beating up like Dominic Mysterio? And who's that associate? That's Penny Ryan on screen here. If you're listening to the audio version, Ryan has this is some other dog here, but we already had the headliner Penny here. Who's this? That's Penny's associate.
I don't know why you refuse to say
associate.
Dasher's name. You treat Dasher like he's a jobber. I don't get it.
Oh, it's a boy?
You're the worst.
No, is he a boy? I thought it was a girl.
Yeah, he's a boy.
Oh, okay. He's cool. Where's Penny again?
She's in her cage, laying down like a good girl.
Oh, okay, good. I do like her associate. He looks like a nice guy. That's Dash.
Maybe Dasher is the leader of Retribution.
Maybe. But here's the thing, you guys. Honestly, okay, this is my question. I don't know if it can't be a budget issue because they're really going all out with the Thunderdome. But like, have Retribution do something.
Right.
When you think about when Nexus debuted.
Yeah, that was awesome.
They destroyed that shit. That was one of the
For
coolest
1 week.
things, right?
Plus, Nexus
awesome.
had a lot of scary looking dudes in Nexus. Like,
Hey guys,
these guys look like a legit brand.
Danny Gaga just joined us.
All right.
Gaga, welcome. Penny, that's enough.
Shout out to Gaga there.
But it's like Retribution. They look so pathetic. It's like, couldn't you take like Bobby Lashley? Isn't he scarier than like Retribution just by himself? Like, why are these 6 people, 3 of which are like women, able to like run amok on?
They're women who have the build of Nikki Cross.
Right.
Like that doesn't look devastating.
It's not even like the model Nia Jax. I mean, it's just like 3.
The model.
Sam goes, Nia Jax had to take time away from modeling, so she came here. She took time away from her modeling to come back.
She is a model, right? I mean, she's officially a model.
Well, on her Instagram, all the guys are like, "Oh my god!" She'll post a picture with some kind of sheet on, but it's all just like her boobs and face, and then she'll say, "I woke up late today. Woke up like this or whatever."
Oh my god!
Then all these guys are like, "You're killing me over here."
Oh my god!
Put him up higher. Put him up higher so I can see him.
That's so funny.
Gorgeous. What a beauty. What a natural beauty. You're so bright.
Put him up higher so I can see.
Hey, we're running out of time. We have to mention the return of Roman Reigns' teeth. or should I say his new? So here's why I've been number one. Why was Mandy Rose wearing that outfit? She should have been wearing the outfit that Sonya Deville was wearing. And don't say you're sexist with the outfits. I'm going to say the same thing about guys. And Ryan, don't I say the same thing about the male wrestlers?
Yeah.
It's not sexist. I say you should be wearing full knee pads, elbow pads, like the full package, right? Roman Reigns came back, and immediately I noticed he had new teeth. I said it.
He got the Chumley treatment. Those things look like shiny new piano keys.
Those Chumley teeth are the.
It is funny how observant Abe is, because he's like, something is not right about Roman Reigns. Like within the first
and then you guys are
millisecond that he came out,
he looks normal to me. I'm like he's jacked first of all, but there's something, and his face too. He had like one of those peels on his face, because his face right now he has no blemishes, or unless he was wearing a ton of makeup.
Yeah.
He looks like he was wearing tons of foundation, but I don't think he was.
I think didn't you say he's trying to go to Hollywood now? I mean, that would make sense. I mean, you get new choppers.
Shut down. I mean, Hollywood's not doing anything.
Yeah,
I don't know why he's doing it.
Well, that's why he came back to WWE for another year, and then he's out. I'm sure he'll be out, just like Cena and The Rock and the Batista and everyone else.
Yeah.
The minute they get a taste of Hollywood, they're done.
Oh yeah, done. And that goes for all of them. You'll never believe another superstar ever who says, "I'm here to stay.
I'm here forever.
Yeah,
This is my home. This is my home."
Danny Gaga, what's the point of the hood on we're talking about outfits here. What's the point of the hood on Dominic's outfit? He almost got blinded by 4 times. The hood made no, and I know you guys love Dominic's outfit. That wasn't that great of an outfit.
I thought it was fine.
But with the hood, like Danny Gaga,
the hood is supposed to be a nod to Ray's mask, but he's not. Since Dominic isn't wearing a mask, it's like, partial head covering.
Dominic has he has an ass that doesn't look right in those pants. Like it's a mule's, or like a what do you call it? A dumpy ass?
I don't know.
Ryan,
you are so weird.
You know what I'm saying?
I genuinely, I swear to God, I was like multitasking last night while Raul was on. I did not. And I would tell you otherwise. I did not get a clean look at Dominic's ass.
It was a saddleback ass.
I did not see it. I do want to say, while we're talking about Dominic, before we wrap up, Sam made a great point last night that the only or the most 2 memorable angles of Ray's entire career have involved Dominic.
Yeah. I'm your
It is crazy. Dominic makes Ray like total elite wrestler. And without Dominic, he's just like, he's still just the luchador from Monday Nitro. Like,
and then I said the only other Rey Mysterio moment that everyone remembers is when Kevin Nash threw him like a dart into the truck.
Yeah.
Which was awesome too. But yeah, you're right. Those 2 angles, those were the 2 biggest angles of Ray's career by far.
Yep.
Besides his like feud with like Psychosis or some shit.
It is amazing though, like in all seriousness, Ray has an adult son and he's still one of the best wrestlers in the world. I mean, like hands down, you watch that guy in the ring. He's got an adult son and he's still like, I mean, he looks so much better in the ring than Dominic, number one, which, I mean, he is Rey Mysterio, but it's like pretty much testament to like the guy's skill.
Dominic's not that bad in the ring.
He's not bad, no. He's not bad, but he's not Rey Mysterio.
The problem is he looks like a guy, like we mentioned that stalker from Applebee's. He looks like a waiter from Applebee's that they just threw in the ring. It's like he doesn't have a look.
You don't even tell though that the dude really, he wants it. Like you could tell, like he really like gave it his all. He's like, he telegraphs his moves a lot. Like some of it looks kind of sloppy, but he was like throwing it all out there, which is more than I could say about a lot of the guys who are currently employed as full-time wrestlers.
Here's the question though: where do you go with Dominic when it's not about Ray defending his honor or him defending his dad's honor?
Yeah,
it becomes almost like a James Ellsworth situation.
No, Ryan, I have the answer. Yeah. He gets into that 24/7 feud, that 24/7 title feud with
Zawa now. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's Dominic Mysterio, the 619. Oh, yeah. He's the 24/7 champion.
I mean, that's likely what's going to happen.
I saw a funny comment on Twitter during SummerSlam when Dominic came out. Someone's like, "Wow, I didn't know TJP was back." Remember TJP?
Yeah.
He looks exactly like him.
He does.
Here's what you do with Dominic. First of all, Rey Mysterio said that their plan is to eventually call him Prince Mysterio and put a mask on him. As soon as this feud's over, you immediately put him in a mask. Then you put him on. Then, because he doesn't have a look.
But he's already a star. He's Dominic Mysterio. Everyone knows.
But Sam, he just wrestled.
He has a history.
he doesn't have to keep the mask. Like the ridiculousness how Mysterio has the mask on. Like,
but if he has the mask on in 3 months, he's going to be the newest member of Lucha House Party, guaranteed. I mean, there's no getting around that.
Him and Ray will probably become a tag team. That's what's going to happen next. They're going to win the titles, and it's going to be shitty. Like, there's not much you could do with Dominic, but you can't. He has no look. You have to put a mask on him. And since it's already written into the storyline for him to wear a mask, just do it. There's no point in him not wearing a mask.
I think as long as Ray's there, and I don't see Ray going anywhere for a long time. He's one of those guys who I think is going to be wrestling until he's 60 one way or another. You may as well like keep tying him into Ray because it's like I can't see him existing right now outside of an angle with his dad.
Yeah,
unless like you said, he's like either part of Retribution or going for like taking on R-Truth 4 times a night.
Before we go, we're running out of time. Here's what I said about Retribution: the leader has to be Enzo Amore.
Oh my god,
that would be so awesome.
That would be the only payoff I would appreciate.
Because Ryan, I said that because you said you heard that Carmella was going to be involved.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you? What did you hear? Just that? That's all they said.
That's why she's been off TV for a while, and that one of the women is Carmella. And look, ultimately, whoever's under those masks and hoods could be. It doesn't have to be who is playing the character now.
But it's going to be weird with all these other, like when Scott Hall comes out. It's like we know his body.
What are they going to say to like make us scared of Carmella? Like she was training with ISIS for 6 months and she came back now and she acquired all these like skills to break into buildings and build bombs.
Corey, we understand you haven't seen Carmella in 6 months. She was with ISIS. That's all I know.
Yeah. She never came back from Saudi for that last year.
Yeah.
She was stuck in Saudi. Yeah.
She haven't seen her since Crown Jewel.
But it would be fine if she was back with Enzo and Cass, and that was Retribution. That would be awesome. That's outside the box. And then,
you know what? Honestly, Retribution should really be like all aggrieved wrestlers. They should all be like, we hate this. We fucking hate this company so much. Like Enzo would be perfect. Yes.
Well, CM Punk is perfect, really, but CM Punk cannot.
That angle's so below him, though.
It is, but if they ever bring him back, it has to be in front of a live crowd. Is that Penny?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
there's a great bark on her. It's a strong bark. That's a strong bark, though. I like that.
It is a strong bark, Abe, because you named her. That's why. All right, fellas.
I like a dog. We'll wrap it up in 10 seconds here, but I like a dog that stands up for herself.
That's what she's doing right now. She's barking.
All right. Before we wrap up, since it's called Vince, Please Steal Our Ideas, I just gave mine. Enzo Amore being the leader of Retribution. What are your ideas before we wrap things up?
Sam, go ahead.
I thought this whole podcast was our ideas. This is like, we just have to have an idea at the end now? Is that?
I just added that.
Is that new?
Here we go. Danny Gaga. Here we go. I still want Dominic to turn on Ray and join Seth. That would
be great.
That's my idea.
That's actually probably what's going to happen, honestly.
Sam just stole that from Dan and goes, that's my idea.
My idea is I still want Dominic to turn on Ray and join Seth. That's my idea.
I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense, right?
Sure.
There's nothing else. I mean, him as a disciple, it makes sense, right? Anything else doesn't make sense with Dominic.
Yeah.
Ryan,
I want Vince to return
idea?
I want Vince to return to form, and get rid of Raw Underground. And I don't know. I don't have anything off the top of my head in terms of.
How about Braun Strowman growing his hair back?
Abe really went off script with that one.
Good God, Braun Strowman with the shaved head. What an awful look. Usually, I'm all for bald. Like you saw Shawn Michaels, he looks like Arn Anderson now when they took his head off him. I'm all for balding wrestlers shaving their heads. But good God, Braun Strowman at least had some kind of look with that thinning mohawk. Now he just looks completely ridiculous. Anyways, we'll wrap it up on that, fellas. Yeah, that's it.
Sorry I lost my connection. I can't see who's all there, but thanks to everyone who joined as well that was commenting and following along.
All right, fellas.
There you go.
Peace.